of this while that we're together and it seemed like we're trying to work stuff out, you were busy looking at your best friend as per se's boyfriend in the house.
If you were man enough, maybe I wouldn't have been doing that. You should have stepped up and been a man.
Hey, Chim. Hey. Wow, tonight was hot. Very, very hot. You guys, Tbaj came for violence. What did I say? Tbaj came for violence. It's almost as if she was waiting for this particular time, this particular period in the reunion to express all that she has been feeling, like to just pour out everything to the open. Tonight was just hot. At some point, I was just even looking at like, where is this coming from? Even Ebuka was like, how did things get this far? How did it get to this point? Like, how did we get here?
What got you there? What upset you about V?
So, before I even go ahead, let me just say, welcome back to my channel, guys, because I've already even started the gist. I've already reached the middle of the gist without even saying the beginning. So welcome back to my channel, guys. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe, turn on your post notifications so that I can get notified each time I post a brand new video. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on like hot gist, and then drop a comment. So I'm going to start with the part where Ebuka asked Watoni some questions about like what she had to do with Prince in the house, how did the whole thing start, and then, you know, just generally her situation in the house. So Watoni said that for her in the house, what she came to do was to catch cruise.
It was obviously cruise.
That all that she was doing in the house, like going after different guys and everything, was just cruise. She was just catching cruise. And even with the Prince situation, she liked him, but like it wasn't that deep. She was just, you know, catching cruise with the whole situation, and, you know, her analyzing other people's relationship was just cruise. Everything for her in terms of guys like that she liked in the house was just cruise. That is what Watoni said. And while she was talking, Dorothy actually like interrupted. You know, when someone is saying something and someone is like making side comments like, you know those things, like to me it was very annoying because it's the same thing that made Dorothy angry, like when Watoni was you know, interrupting what she was saying, and then she's doing the same thing. For me, I didn't think she needed to have done that, even if she didn't feel like what Watoni was saying was the right thing. But those side comments can be very, very, very annoying. All those side all those things, they can be very, very annoying. But obviously Watoni was just saying what she was saying. So they asked Prince whether he felt like Watoni was catching cruise, and Prince said that he didn't feel like he didn't feel like she was catching cruise at the time, that if she's saying it's cruise, then so be it. But for him, she already told him that she liked him, but he had to choose between, like, you know, all of them. So, but for me, let me now insert my thoughts. Let me now say what I think. I actually think that somehow it's like from Watoni's point of view, it was cruise. From other people's point of view, it was not cruise. But I actually feel like it's in between. It was between cruise and then being serious, being genuine. I feel like she didn't like anybody to like a very, very deep, or all the people that she was, because at the beginning it was Kidwaya, then there was Prince, then there was Eric at some point, safe. Like towards like later there was Eric and there was Brighto. So I didn't think that like with all those other people, I didn't really think that she liked them as much. I think the likeness was just okay. I just need to be booed up in this house since everybody's like having a bae. I just need to, you know, I need to have my own boo because this is what's happening in this house. So let me get my own man. So I didn't think it was a case of like she liked them like deeply to the extent of like, okay, maybe having problems with any other person because of them. So that's the way I see it. I don't think it was completely cruise. I feel like she wanted to be she wanted to be booed up. That's it. In fact, it's from Watoni that we got this language, and we got this statement, booed up. Watoni was the princess and the queen of booed up. Now, let's now go over to the people that made the entire reunion for this night, V and Tbaj. So, Ebuka asked V, what's up with like the whole situation that had to do with, the whole situation with Tbaj. What's up with herself, Tbaj, and what happened in the house. So V was now explaining to Ebuka that when Tbaj left the house, and she heard what she heard about like Tbaj and knew, like she heard that Tbaj was liking her man. So she admits that she said so many things in the house that may not have come across as like, may not have made sense. She agrees that she said all that. But no, she was still talking. She was still talking about like the whole situation. Then Tbaj now interjected, now started attacking her. In fact, I don't even know why and how the whole attack started. And Tbaj was now trying to tell her, okay, yeah, Tbaj was trying to let her know that she's not innocent. Like, she's not a good person. That she's trying to act like she's a good person, but she's not a good person. That she's bitter, she's this, she's that. That is when, that clip, there's one clip that has been circulating where he was like, I am a bitter leaf, I am a witch, I know, I accept it.
Don't let social media like you are perfect. You're not.
Okay, I am a bitter leaf, I am a witch, and I accept it.
Right.
I accept it.
I
Jenny,
like that.
thank
I
you.
like that.
So that's how the whole thing came about. It was Tbaj just telling her that she should not be acting as if she's all innocent and stuff, that she's not innocent. So I think she was attacking her for like coming at her coming at Tbaj for what she did, and was saying that V was like, she didn't have any issues with V, but she didn't have any issues with Tbaj, but she doesn't know how the whole Tbaj came into the equation, and what Tbaj did wasn't making sense. So Tbaj on her own part now came with a lot of force. She was now talking about the fact that V is a Twitter finger, V, I don't know, I haven't really been following up with what has been happening with them on Twitter. So I guess maybe when V came out, she had thrown some shades at Tbaj, or they had like some Twitter fights or whatever it is. But I think that's what Bbnaija was talking about. So she was insulting V based on like the Twitter issue, that she should talk to her now. She should speak to her now that she's here.
Okay,
If you want to come to me, come to my face.
Everybody,
You have mouth on there, you have Twitter finger, but you can't come to my
Twitter
face.
fingers.
She now stood up, was not talking about like she has pay hot cake. In fact, we are going to go to the part where she Tbaj and Prince issue. But for this V and Tbaj issue, I don't understand why Tbaj is getting angry. In my opinion, she was one at fault. Like, according to Tbaj, she said that the reason she went for Neo, or the reason she was having a conversation about Neo, or the reason she wanted to have anything to do with Neo, is to make Prince jealous, right? So Prince is the one that she was going for. So what does it have to do with V and Neo? Like, if you want to make Prince jealous, that's okay. Like, there are other people in the house that maybe, even if there are no other people in the house, I don't know, but it did not make sense to me that you wanted to make this person jealous, and then you now went for your friend's guy. Let me just put it that way. Because, to be honest, V and Tbaj were close in the house. Even though now she's saying that, what if she didn't rate her? Like, what if Tbaj was just like being very, 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 very aggressive? She even, I don't know, that have I already mentioned that she threw a pillow at her? She just...
This is a
Where is all the anger coming from? In my opinion, Tbaj was one that like started the issue, because there's nobody that will not feel bad by like that situation on ground. In fact, that was one of the like when Ebuka came and talked about the matter, Erica was in the mix. So V also had an issue with Erica because of like the whole thing. So obviously Tbaj had already left the house. So there was no way for V to even like address the issue with Tbaj, because that was the day that Tbaj left the house, when Ebuka came to ask Erica about like the conversation she had with Tbaj. And the conversation Erica had with Tbaj was about Neo, about Tbaj like feeling Neo. She said she was feeling Neo and everything. So this is V sitting down in the house, and she's hearing this thing about like this her friend that is feeling her guy. Because yeah, I believe the only couple that started early in the house and like from the beginning like to almost to the end was Neo and V. So they were the only people that were very, like, there was no thing of like triangle anything. So we can't even say, if it's other people you can say that okay, maybe this one was not sure of who he liked, so it's okay. But for V and Neo's situation, it was clear that they were together. And then she's now hearing Tbaj feeling her man, and this is your friend. Obviously, there's nobody that's not going to feel bad about that situation. If it's about the things that she said, V can be very, like, if V wants to address an issue or she's angry about something, she can say the worst things. Like, she has she has mouth, she has bad mouth. So obviously there were things that she would have said after she heard that about Tbaj and Neo. And Tbaj and Neo, that would have been very, very off, which she admitted to. She said she agrees that she said those things, but you know, it is what it is. So now, coming out of the house, Tbaj is now the one angry. Like, it doesn't make sense to me, because even when Tbaj left the house, it was not even only in the house. Even when she left the house, the interview she had with Ebuka also asked her again. That's so now, if like, what's up with the whole she and Neo issue? If Neo were to come after her, would she still accept? And she said yes. That if Neo was come for her, she would still like flow with it.
Like, if there's room for that and if he makes the first move, I'm going to hop on it.
So where does that leave your friend, V?
For me, Tbaj is not the one that is supposed to have been angry about anything. When V came out, she mentioned that she was going to even try and see if she would solve the issue with both Erica and Tbaj. She said she actually came out like someone that was feeling remorseful about the Erica and Tbaj situation. She said she was going to try and solve the issue. But obviously, I guess they didn't sort any issue, because you know how fans do it. Fans will just come and create. Fans cannot allow people that were not really close in the house to be close outside, because they'll keep making the issue maybe more than what it is. So obviously they did not settle their issue outside the house. So that's it for Tbaj and V. So for Tbaj and Prince, oh God, though, I said Tbaj came for what? Violence. Because Prince was explaining the issue. Tbaj said that she had a conversation with Prince based on like, who is it that, okay, no, she said that Prince came to her, because you know there was like a triangle. Prince had Watoni, and Prince was talking to Watoni, was talking to Nengi, was talking to Tbaj. Then later on, he and Nengi, they stopped talking to each other. I don't know who started it or whatever, but they stopped talking to each other. Then Watoni and Tbaj were in the mix, and then at some point, Prince was not like, okay, this is the person that I like, and this is the person I'm going to pursue, or this person I'm going to try to be with. And then I remember Tbaj also asking him that, also saying that she doesn't believe him based on like he had something to do with Nengi, and then Nengi did not want to be with him again. Nengi rejected him, and then it's now like she said she didn't want to be a second option. So obviously at that point, Prince trying to like convince her that what he had with Nengi wasn't that deep. So it's not like she's a second option. He liked all of them, but it's Tbaj that he wants to be with, and he tried to make it work. But she wasn't okay with the relationship, because okay, he said that he found out that later on he found out that they have different personalities, and that's what caused the issue between them. Tbaj is more of like the touchy, or somebody that likes PDA, public display of affection, and Prince is not that kind of person. Like, they just had different personalities, and that's what I saw too. They had different personalities. Prince is like the very playful kind of guy, and then Tbaj is just like, if she's in the mood, she's in the mood. If she's not in the mood, she's not in the mood. But she's not like very playful. She just wants to be calm, be with you, and everything. So that's what I saw in their relationship. And Tbaj was asking him to do more, be more. At some point, it was almost as if she was forcing him to like show her love, be this, be that, and he was trying to. I think he was saying that he was even trying. He was trying to try and like, you know, be this person that she wanted him to be. But you guys remember now, there was almost every day, or okay, no, let me not exaggerate. Like, let me not exaggerate. But a lot of times they had issues with the fact that he was not being the person that she wanted him to be. It was almost like she wanted to control who he was. And she was also telling him, she was also trying to stop him from having conversations with other people in the house, which he did not like. So that's what he was saying, that was the issue that they had. But he liked her. He doesn't deny the fact that he liked her and he wanted to be with her. But on coming out of the house, he now found out that this person that he's even trying to work things out with is now having eye for her friend's guy. So this is when Tbaj now came in and said, if you were man enough, maybe I wouldn't have been doing that. She wanted to use Neo to make him jealous. So that was her own excuse for the whole thing. But it doesn't make sense. He's not because of the problem. It's not because of your problem. Like, you can't blame him for being the one to. You can't blame him for pushing you to your friend's guy. Do you understand? Like, she literally tried to turn everything around. She didn't want to accept that particular fault of hers, of like what she did, that what she did was wrong, like going after Neo. She was blaming it on Prince, that she wanted to use it to make him jealous. Then, in all of this, Neo was now trying to defend his babe now, like, Tbaj, you calm down. I did not like you. I did not, at some point it was even very funny because Neo said that. Guys, this video was interesting. It was funny. It was interesting. It was bad. It was full of violence and everything. But I enjoyed it, sharp, because we are here for the bad bulls. So Neo was not telling her that I did not like you. Please, I'm sorry. Like, let me go. Let's not be a shona and carry him to her coven.
Yeah, Ben, let's go. Not carry me go Kovu. No, she not carry me go Kovu because from here, I never can tell where the matter can get to.
Tomorrow or anything. He was not begging that, please don't let me go. But obviously, at some point, he was being extra. But I think maybe he was being extra because of the way that Tbaj was treating, because of the way Tbaj reacted to V. So that's where his own anger or his own, that's why he wanted to also throw shades at her. So according to Tbaj, she said that Neo was the one that started the issue. Neo said that he was feeling her. Neo told Erica that he was feeling her, that she was, looking fine and everything. And then he also asked her whether she likes PDA, public display of affection. So according to Tbaj, he is the one that, like, he's the one that triggered it. Let me just put it that way. And that's why he was not trying to say that, I did not like you. What am I, Vivi is a beautiful somebody. Like, what am I saying in you that I liked you, that I'll be coming after you? Obviously, that statement was just to spite her. It's not as if Tbaj is a fine babe and everything. So, but I guess maybe he was just saying that one just to obviously make her feel some kind of way. When everybody is trying to, throw this, throw that, throw that. Then in all of this, there were some statements that were made between V and Tbaj. V now said, when they were now like having their own back and forth, V now, I think V was now calling her like a runs girl, that, there are some gist in the background that she's now, into runs and everything.
Okay. She's saying you're runs girl, boy.
I'm a runs girl.
About me.
You look like a runs girl. Do you know what you look like?
Tbaj now say, you that did not finish university, that when you finish university, that's when you finish school, that's when you can come and talk to me, this and that and that. Okay, no, Tbaj had already thrown that shade of her not finishing university, and she's like, you that finished school, what are you using it to do? Tbaj now said she's a real estate. What did she even say? I can't remember. Human resource. I can't remember what it is she said. Me, I was just interested in like the buzzwords, but I can't. But Tbaj now said what she's doing, and then they now started throwing the shades of runs girl and no runs girl. V now said that she's giving her own for free, that she accepts it. Like, she was now trying to let her know that she's giving Neo things like BJ and things. But obviously they were trying to censor everything, so they did not really, voice out all those things. But she was trying to let her know that she's giving her man for free, and she's not denying it. But then that's Tbaj, is a runs girl. I don't know. Obviously, I don't know whether it's true or not. It's just people arguing and throwing shades. Then Tbaj, when she was having a conversation with Neo, now said that Neo was deceitful and everything, that Neo is lying, because Neo was saying that he just complimented her normally. Like, obviously, that day she was looking fine and he gave her a compliment, that it was nothing deep. And she was saying that she was not saying that he's lying, that Neo that was trying to chase Kaisha in the house, that he was leading her on and everything. Neo now said, lead her on where? I know there was a Kaisha Neo situation, but we are going to get to that. Let's wait for when Kaisha will be. It's true, Kaisha has not been part of this reunion so far, but I think she's going to come. We're going to wait for that. So I'm sure they'll address their own issue. They'll also address, I'm waiting for, you see this set, entanglements. This set should have been called entanglements. There were triangles, trapezium, square. We still have Erica, Kidwaya, and Leko. Man, everything was just all around booed up and no booed up. You guys, the reunion has been hilarious so far. How many minutes have I been recording for? Like 22 minutes. Oh my god. So I'm just going to end it here. If there's anything I missed, I'm going to try and see. Maybe I'll just insert it, put it somewhere. But thanks for watching, guys. And don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Bye. Love you.